All right, welcome everyone to my Game of the Year 2023 list. This is my personal Game of the Year 2023 list. Like I told my chat, like I told y'all in the community, this might be the most controversial top 10 Game of the Year list. You're being forewarned. Also, I will be talking spoilers, so I'm going to reveal the game and there's most definitely going to be spoilers talk. Okay, so just giving you a heads up. Let's jump into it. I want this video to be at least around 15 minutes or less than 20 minutes. Let's get into it. I'm going to talk about each game, why I like it, and why it didn't get higher ranked on my list. Um, so let's get into it. Game number 1, or should I say number 10? Game reveal number 1, which is in the number 10 spot. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I know a lot of you have Tears of the Kingdom in your top 3, at least. But someone like me who plays a lot of games, right? I play a lot of games every year. I play a variety of games. I've also been playing games for years, man. I'm a 80s child. I was born in the 1989 year. Okay. Um, I really do like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I do like the aspect of open world Zelda in you know Nintendo's perspective of it, what a high quality Zelda game should look like here in the year 2023 on the hardware that they built. I'm shooting from the hip, no edits. I'm not gonna edit out my slip ups and whatnot. But yeah, I really feel like I'm ready for a Xbox Series PS5 style Zelda. The power behind it. I feel like every year, and yes, I'm getting into my feelings. I feel like every year or every generation with a Nintendo console, they make a subtle step in improving the graphics, the quality of these games, but compared to the others, and now with the Steam Deck, like I want more. I want more. 4K TVs are dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap. But yet, we got the Nintendo Switch and it's running at 1080p. I'm ready for a 4K Nintendo Switch or whatever they're gonna call the next iteration of their handheld hybrid device. Maybe it's gonna be hybrid, maybe it's gonna be a console. I don't know. I don't have any information on that. But yeah, I'm just ready for a new, more up to date Nintendo. I feel like Nintendo has been, they release good games. Don't get me wrong, they release good games, but it's just that a lot of the games I wish would catch up with me. I grew up playing Zelda games. I grew up with Link. He's my number one favorite Nintendo intellectual property. Um, but I just feel like, unlike other stuff I grew up with, like Dragon Ball, watching Kid Goku grow up into a man, and he has Gohan, his child, and then Gohan becomes a man, and now Goku's a grandpa. It's just like I like watching things also grow with me. As I get older. And the one good thing too, I guess, because they keep making Link, they keep making Mario, is that when I have kids, I could be like, hey, their first adventure into Hyrule is playing Link, somebody I grew up playing when I was a child. But um I kind of wish we had someone new. Is there anyone else in Hyrule that could take up the mantle? Does Link always have to be the uh cover character, man? I'm really ready for Nintendo to, push some new characters into these worlds that become like the new face. I would like to see the new face of Hyrule. And I feel like Link, we just had so many iterations of the Zelda games. We fought Ganondorf so many times. Every now and then we get a new villain, we get new monsters, but it's been Link fighting Ganondorf for years, and I'm ready for a new character. I'm ready for a new Hyrule hero. Dang, that was a good one. Hyrule hero. I just thought of that off the head. But that's the main reason why Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is not high on my list. It's just because we've been doing this for years at this point, and I really wish Nintendo would switch up their mascots. Give us somebody new. There has to be another new hero that a new generation of kids can grow up saying, "Hey, this is my hero of Hyrule." And the way Tears of the Kingdom ends, like fighting the multiple uh, versions of Ganondorf as he's growing into that dragon, and then out of his head transform into the dragon, and seeing that Zelda the entire time was the other dragon that we pulled the sword out of, which was a special moment. There's a lot of great special moments like that. And already in like 6 minutes, I'm talking about one game. So yeah, this might be a long one, guys. But yeah, I think that's a great way to end the story of Link versus Ganondorf, the trifecta, the Triforce. Dang, I'm spot on right now. Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf. I think that's Tears of the Kingdom is the best way to conclude their stories. I think it's time for a new hero to take up the mantle, man. And if Nintendo decides, hey, here we go, new Link, 4K, I'm just gonna be like, I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. I'm just, I've seen so many interesting new intellectual properties and new characters this year. I'm just like, another Link for the next device. It's just like we're kind of going through repetition, with every Nintendo device. It's Link, it's Mario, God willing, it Metroid, Samus, like. But yeah, I just hope we get a new hero of Hyrule. Most of you probably are like, oh, well, I'm surprised he didn't talk about how he dislikes exploring the world. I gotta say, okay, yeah, I do. Every now and then I get a little bored of exploring the world because, unlike other games I played, where a lot of things are constantly happening every step I take, exploring Tears of the Kingdom, there were those points where it was like, I wish something was happening. Oh, there's a cave. Oh, there's a shrine. And even, like doing some of those shrines, they kind of felt like you're watching Naruto or anime or something, and then you start getting the filler episodes. Like some shrines were interesting, like hitting the ball, making like a little baseball bat, hitting the ball. But then there was some that was just like, build a platform here. Oh, build another platform here. Oh, yeah. Okay, go up, up, up. Congratulations, you completed the shrine. I'm like, maybe just double the light we get for a shrine and give us less shrines. It kind of just feels like filler, But yeah, it made my list. Will I be picking up the next? Even me as a Zelda fan, in my heart, I'm just like, I want a new hero of Hyrule. That's what you should name the next game, Hero of Hyrule. I don't know, but I'm ready for a new generation. Link's he's been around for a long time. I want to explore that world with somebody different. Maybe let me create my own character. I don't know. All right. Number 9 is Lies of P. Whoa, Lies of P. Another situation where I'm kind of getting like burned out. In perspective, because it's another Souls-like game. The reason why I like it and reason why I put it on the list is because it's a Souls-like game that's builds the characters in the world based off of a book we grew up reading as children, Pinocchio. Like, what? There's a Souls like Pinocchio. So it's kind of like relatable because I'm like, oh, there's Geppetto, there's Pinocchio. Oh my God. Jiminy Cricket. It's like what? That's what I'm saying. Like I like cool stuff like that. And even though it is another Souls, like I feel like we get another Souls game like every 2 months. It's just like consistent. It's like constant repetition. Even though it's by a Souls game by a different studio, a lot of these Souls games just like, yeah, they're hard. they're hard. The enemies do one hit moves. There might be a good parry system. It's just like we get so many Souls like games. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to appreciate one when it does actually come out because we get flooded with Souls like games now. It's like that one year, was it last year, where we was getting nonstop isometric what you call it, what, roguelikes. Like, oh my God. Hades is freaking awesome though. But I'm just saying it's turning into that. It's turning into that. We're getting a lot of Souls games. But yeah, I love it though, because I after beating the game, they did hint it that we're going to be entering another popular book, possibly playing as Dorothy. That would be dope. And hey, hit up American McGee, NeoWiz, and see if we could get Alice Madness Returns, but in a Souls like type game, a new Alice game, but it's Souls like. So hit them up, man. I believe they wanted to make another Alice Madness Returns, not NeoWiz, but American McGee. But I believe they couldn't get any funding for it. So that would be dope. That would be dope. Winnie the Pooh. Oh my God, Winnie the Pooh. So this makes me excited for NeoWiz's future projects. But yeah, it made my list. It's part of the top 10 games I've played this year that I enjoyed. Number 8. Oh, this one. Oh boy, this one. Number 8 is Hogwarts Legacy. Oh my God. This game, I understand. J.K. Rowling. Yeah, I understand. I understand why this game got so much negativity and why it did not make a lot of people's Game of the Year list. But I'm just looking at it as a Harry Potter game. I'm just like, dude, after playing my sister's Harry Potter games that she got on the GameCube and then playing Hogwarts Legacy, I'm like, oh my God, we've been waiting for a Harry Potter game like this, not featuring Harry Potter, but featuring our own character. That's cool. I enjoy that. It's like we're going to Hogwarts. We're a student, and being able to go through the school and just seeing all the pictures and everything come to life, the stairs and everything moving, books flying around. I'm like, dude, this is the Harry Potter game we've been waiting for years. I'm not gonna let J.K. Rowling, put her cursed mark on this game. Okay, I'm gonna look past that. I'm gonna look at the game for what it is. There's people that worked on the game, that despite what she did, I'm just looking at from the game. And hell, look at Bobby Kotick, and yet Call of Duty still sells, right? But we ain't talking about Call of Duty and the controversy behind that studio, are we? No. Okay then. So, if we're gonna throw shots, pew pew pew, I'm gonna throw shots at pew pew Call of Duty. All right, there you go. But Hogwarts Legacy does not deserve the negativity that's getting, in my opinion, man. So some people are saying it's a mid game. For me, who is a Harry Potter fan, I've read the books, I've watched the movies, I love the movies. I own the big box set, of the Blu-rays. I love the movies, and this lets me explore the world of Harry Potter. So, hell yeah. My computer just did some thing there. Okay. All right, number 7. How we doing on time? How we doing on time? Oh man, we're getting there. All right, numbers. Oh my God, things is we getting like a Windows update, a BIOS or something. Jesus Christ. What is this? Street Fighter 6. That's what it is. Street Fighter 6 is my number 7. I really don't have much as we get higher up on this list. I really don't have too much in negativity to say about these games. Street Fighter 6 I think is phenomenal. It's the fighting game that I wish Street Fighter 5 was. It's a huge improvement. We got a world tour mode where we create our character and get to explore, Metro City and other areas. I wish there was a little bit more to the exploration of the different countries that we go to, but I enjoyed exploring what was there. And that's just one piece of the meal right there. That's like the starter plate right there. Is the it's not the full entree. It's the what you call it. Can't do words right now. When you're at not Golden Corral, but Olive Garden, they give you the thing, and they like, what do you want to your beginner plates? I forget. I don't know. I forget the word, man. You see, that's how like scatterbrained I am right now. Like I can't do words. Anyways, but it's like the appetizer. There we go. It's the appetizer before you get to the main entree, which is the online. Which it's a fun time being online with my fellow FGC, fighting game community. Getting on the cabinet, fighting somebody, maybe just loading up for a casual or ranked match, doing avatar battles in the center. Doing the King of the Hill type mode that they have. I just love it. I just love it, man. In fact, you create your own character too, man. Great cast of characters, fresh new faces. Music is awesome. It definitely has a vibe to it. Definitely digging the urban vibe, giving me the Street Fighter Third Strike vibes. I don't like the microtransactions about like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like them being like $20 a pop. I'm not a fan of having to buy passes to get fighter passes to get additional characters, because I back in my days, you beat the game in arcade mode as a character, you then unlock a new character. It sucks that we can't go back to those days. It is what it is, man. But it's still a phenomenal game, and it's definitely bringing in a new audience with the modern controls. Ease of access for newcomers. To have shortcut keys. Shortcut buttons and whatnot. They're doing some really good stuff over there, and I'm loving that the community is growing. Fighting game community is growing. Number 6. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to go a lot longer than I expected. Number 6, we have Resident Evil 4 Remake. Yeah, unlike Tears of the Kingdom, dude, Capcom, just if we look past 3 though, Capcom seems to be on fire. Their RE engine, like I said, is my favorite engine right now. I was curious how Street Fighter 6 was gonna look, and it looks freaking phenomenal, man. The RE engine made the characters look awesome. Resident Evil 4 Remake, and every time they remake these games, they put so much time and effort into these games. It's like you're playing an entirely different game. Like, they could just pull a Metroid remastered, like just HDify it, but they went in there and said, we're changing every nook and cranny to make it look more modern. And that's what I want, from a remake. I want it to look more modern compared to the PS2 back when I played on PS2, and then when I bought it on the Wii, and then when I bought it again, what did I buy it on? The PS4, and I feel like I bought it on an Xbox. Didn't I buy it on 360? Didn't it come out on 3? I can't remember if it came out on 3. I bought this game how many times now? But remake just like blows them all out of the water. It just looks freaking phenomenal. It plays like a modern game. They just redid it all up and down, and they deserve the recognition for recreating and making this game look current, man. I gotta say, it's mind blowing that they're doing that. We got a new Monster Hunter coming out. They did Street Fighter 6. It's amazing that Capcom is just on fire right now. Now all we need is Code Veronica, and I would be super happy. Anyways, hell, I would even be happy if they wanted to remake Revelations, right? Like the one where Jill is on the boat, man. Oh man. And I don't mind the voice actor change for the little what's his name? God, I'm blanking on his name. Ada. That's another story. Anyway, look, we're not gonna get into that. Next up is if you know, you know. Next up is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Man, I've been yearning for years for a new Jet Set Radio, aka Jet Grind Radio, depending on what region you're in. On the Dreamcast, it was Jet Grind Radio. In Japan, apparently it's Jet Set Radio, and then over here is Jet Set Radio now for PC on Steam, and then Jet Set Radio Future, Xbox. So Jet Set Radio is the name. But it's nice to see another studio that I've never seen before. Team Reptile, I believe is their name. They completely just made a spiritual successor to a Jet Grind Radio game. It's not set in the same world, but it just has that Jet Grind Radio, Jet Set Radio feel to it. And the music, the art style, the movement, and now you got skateboards and bikes, the BMX bikes, the interesting cast of characters, a story. I'm just like, and it was a great value too. I'm just like, yo, they did it. It's hard for games to come out and not need a huge day one patch too. And the fact that this game came out, it was complete experience. And then after I beat the game, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy the 2 additional characters so I can replay this again as the 2 additional characters. Like I never did that with a game. Like as soon as I beat it, I was like, yo, DLC, let's buy it. I can't remember a time where I was like that invested in the game to where I was like, yo, it actually made me have the old vibes of like when I used to grow up playing Sega games and I beat Gunstar Heroes. I'm like, oh, I want to beat it again, but different weapon this time. Or Streets of Rage. Oh, I beat it as Axel. Oh, I'm gonna play as Skate. Like that's how Bomb Rush made me feel. I was like, oh, I beat it. Oh, I want to beat it again. Play it again. And as you're seeing through the list, like Bomb Rush, even though it's not a graphical powerhouse like Liza P or Street Fighter, Resident Evil, it still, impacted me because I never thought I would see another game like this. And it just blew my mind that somebody was like, if they won't do it, we will. So shout outs to the developer, Team Reptile, I believe is their name. Dude, shout outs to them. Thank you for revitalizing a genre that I don't really see anymore. Like, hell, we don't even see like rollerblading games like what was it? Adrenaline Rush, I think it was called. We don't see games like that anymore. So it's nice to see that somebody's like, hey, yo, we're bringing a rollerblading, skateboarding, BMX game with the vibes of Jet Set Radio. And they knocked it out of the park. And I appreciate them for doing that, man. Because a lot of people don't like to take risk. And I'm sure their budget wasn't that high, right? So, you can make an amazing game without spending like $100 million or so to develop the game, man. You can make bite-sized, interesting games that people like me will show up and purchase, man. And it shows. And that also stands for the next game that I'm about to reveal here, Hi-Fi Rush. Tango Gameworks, I believe it was. They're the developers of I want to say Evil Within. I'll have to look that up here. But I believe the lead creator of those games said, "Hey, does anybody want to make an interesting game or a new IP and intellectual property?" And I guess one of his students stepped up. One of the designers stepped up and said, "Hey, I want to create a new game, and it's going to be a rhythm action based video game, and something we don't see a lot nowadays." As I look at this up, we don't really see these type of games anymore. Developer Tango Gameworks. Yep. Evil Within creators. Yep. I was right. We don't see this anymore. We don't see people taking these type of risk. And look what happened this year. It came out, it was digital only, and people were like, "Yo, let's get a physical copy, please. Why is this game so cheap? It should be more." That's what I felt. I felt like I was playing a high quality game, like with the design, the music, the animation. It just felt like a triple A game that was developed by a PlayStation or something, man. It was mind-boggling that it was so cheap, and then it was on Game Pass. I played on Game Pass, and I can't wait to pick up a physical copy of this game. I haven't looked to see if they are making a physical copy of Hi-Fi Rush, but I definitely want a physical copy for my Xbox Series X so I could preserve this game. This game is freaking awesome, and not only was this game amazing, but they also had copyright free music. They had a streamer mode that's actually a streamer mode. I never gotten a copyright claim at all. Maybe it'll happen later down the road when maybe a license or something goes away, that maybe they lose a license for it. But I believe they made in-house original music, right? For the streamer mode. So they own the license for the for the streamer mode music, so I shouldn't get copyright claimed anytime soon. But hey man, I appreciate them for that, because there's been games where I would put it into streamer mode, and then next thing you know, I end my stream, and then 5 minutes later, hey, copyright claim. I'm like, what? I was in streamer mode, man. So thank you to Tango Gameworks for making a game that supports us streamers too, man. Crazy enough, I haven't even used their music for, I could use their music for my intro or something. I just haven't, man. I don't know why, but it's cool that I have that option. As soon as my intro starts, I could play a Hi-Fi Rush copyright free song, and I appreciate them supporting the gamers. That's awesome. But yeah, what more can I say about it? Just gonna make sure and make sure that Team Reptile is the ones that did create Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. So I was correct about that earlier. So I'm just correcting myself on things. But yeah, dude, Bomb Rush, Hi-Fi Rush. I just realized that. Hi-Fi Rush? Bomb Rush? Okay. The next game. Oh boy. Next game. Here's where some of you guys are. If Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom didn't make you go like, what? This is gonna make you go like, what? Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3. Here it comes. Guys, calm down. I understand. It's been a while since we had a D&D game. I recently played the Baldur's Gate Enhanced games. I understand there's a lot of nostalgia. There's characters that return from the previous Baldur's Gate games that show up in this game. I understand. There's a huge lore, there's story, and I've even watched videos, I read up on it. I think it's just the type of generation of gamer uh, nostalgia. Um, so when games like Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 and the DLCs and whatnot, or expansions, you gotta understand when you guys were playing those type of games, I was playing like Street Fighter, I was playing Sonic, I was playing Streets of Rage, I was playing Vector Man, you know, or I was playing like Tomba or Spyro the Dragon. These type of games weren't my parents didn't buy me these type of games. You know, they wanted me to play like Sonic, Mario, stuff like that. So because I don't have that nostalgia, maybe that's the reason why I didn't gel as well with Baldur's Gate. I don't get me wrong, I'm loving the game, I'm enjoying it. I actually even thought about restarting it a third time, even though I sunk so many hours into it. But yeah, I think it's just a specific use case when it comes to Baldur's Gate. Yes, I do enjoy being able to do whatever I want in the world, explore wherever I want, um, interact with characters, have different interactions, no matter how many times I restart or reload my save or something like that. I understand it's a game with limitless possibilities. I understand, but it didn't, unlike the next two games here on my list, it didn't have that huge attachment to me personally compared to the other two. I mean, it's a phenomenal game, but these next two games coming up just had more of an impact for me. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, this is my personal game of the year. Now it's number 3. That's an amazing spot. It's not going to be in everyone's number 1. Like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is going to be a lot of people's number 1. Lies of P might be a lot of people's number 1. It really depends on the gamer, you know. And yes, I do like the D&D aspect of it, but I'm not that huge into D&D games. To tell you the truth, board games or chilling. I didn't really have many friends to do that type of stuff, and even when I chilled with my friends, we would play like NBA 2K, or back in the days on 360, was it no, yeah, NBA 2K, right? Yeah, is what I said. NBA 2K, NFL Game Day or something like that, you know, back in the days. But you know, that was just us, and we had like the multi-tap for the PlayStation. It was good times, man, fun times. Or we played GameCube games or N64. But I digress. Yeah, it just it didn't impact me as much as these two games come up here, and this one's going to be surprising enough because Spider-Man 2, I'm sure, is on a lot of people's Game of the Year list. I'm sure it's on a lot of people's Game of the Year. If it's not Baldur's Gate, if it's not Spider-Man, you know, Alan Wake, you know, hey, Alan Wake was great. I just had better moments playing these other games than Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2, great game. It's not on my list. I'm just going to be frank. So you're probably like, what's number 1? Just wait. Spider-Man 2, similar to Miles Morales, which I played this year. I Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. He really is. Whether we're looking at DC or Marvel, he's my favorite superhero of all time. So I just have this connection growing up watching the Spider-Man shows on Fox, and reading the comic books. I still have my Spider-Man comic books. Like Spider-Man and I have a huge connection. Uh and seeing how, you know, Peter Parker grows, and now with Miles taking up the mantle, and you know, it's cool. Like, it's the thing I said about Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. um Miles is a different generation. You know, I don't know when Miles Morales showed up in the lore or the universe of these comic books, but my Spider-Man has always been Peter Parker. And it's nice to see, like, when I played Miles Morales, that, you know, I'm like, dang, this is a Spider-Man for a new generation. And I think this guy is amazing. He is awesome. And I enjoyed and I got a little emotional at the end of Miles Morales because that game goes some places. Um Similar to what happens in Spider-Man 2. Like watching Pete get the symbiote, because I'm like I said, spoilers, Peter pretty much dies. And Harry has the symbiote. And the thing that's keeping Harry alive and well is the symbiote. And I saw Peter die. And Harry sacrificed the symbiote to bring Peter back to life. That was so emotional. And then that and watching Peter's emotions transform, he started pushing people away. He started getting angrier. He's getting toxic as hell, pushing Miles away. Miles is just looking for guidance. He's looking for help. And that game was so damn touching. It was so damn touching. And it struck every chord and it got me. It got me good all the way into the end. And it that game gets violent, man. It gets violent. It gets real violent. And it was one hell of a emotional roller coaster. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But there's another game that I enjoyed that completely surprised me. It like to the point where I lost track of time and I was so invested in playing it, and it's something I appreciate from developers nowadays. When they don't have the budget, and it's Assassin's Creed. No, I'm just kidding. It's not Assassin's Creed Mirage. Oh, surprisingly enough, I know I enjoyed the hell out of Assassin's Creed Mirage this year. I was very surprised to see Ubisoft go back to their roots. I mean, they did good. It was technically supposed to be a DLC for Valhalla, but yeah, they decided to make it its own standalone game. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It just didn't make my list because, yeah, it kind of was the safe route. It was the safe route to take, and they really yeah, they went back to their roots. That's good, but I wish they made more games like that. But new era, it's coming out with the other like 3 or 4 Assassin's Creed set in different eras and stuff. So we'll see what the new Assassin's Creed games look like. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. My number 1 game of the year for my personal list of 2023 is Cocoon. Some of you seen me play it. Some of you are like, what is that? What is that? Wait, what? I told you that this list would be different. It would be controversial. Legend of Zelda is at number 10. Hogwarts Legacy is on my list. Baldur's Gate and Spider-Man aren't my number 1 game of the year. Nope, it's not. There's a little game called Cocoon. And if you haven't heard of Cocoon, now you are going to hear about Cocoon. Cocoon is a game that came out, and it was at a time where I was like, oh, I don't have anything else to play right now. It just released on Game Pass. It was one of those games just like Young Souls that I was like, I'm going to try it out. Young Souls made my game of the year list. Did they make the number 1 spot? No, it didn't. It was an awesome game. I enjoyed it. Cocoon is a game that I was not expecting to enjoy so much. Like I said before in one of my streams, Cocoon is like, it's like Portal, okay? Portal's a phenomenal game, but it's not similar in perspective to Portal. No, Portal is a game where you're doing the puzzles, you're like, oh, I'm very intrigued to see what other puzzles and stuff it has to offer. And every step you take, every puzzle you solve, the game gets progressively better, right? That's what Cocoon is like. You start off with certain puzzles and you're holding the orb and you're teleporting in the orb and you're flipping switches, you're bringing little devices back to you, go back in the orb, and then you get a new orb and you put that orb within the orb, and then you go in that world, you activate something there, and then you pull that orb from that dimension, and it blew my mind to the point where I was like, I did get stuck at the end because it gets so tricky. You're, like I say, you're going into these orbs that teleport you to different dimensions, different worlds, and you're like solving puzzles there, and you're bringing stuff back into the different reality, the different world, and you're solving the puzzles even more, and you progressively getting further and further. But then you have to teleport back and grab the other orb from the other dimension and bring it to this world, and then you shoot a laser beam into one orb, it goes into the other orb, and then it triggers a ricocheting effect off of dude, it's like off of like a statue, and then bounces back into that orb, bounces into this orb, hits that pillar, bounces up there, drops down, activates the switch. It's just, dude, we don't get games like this. Similar to Baldur's Gate, we don't get games like this no more, man. And I believe this game was created by the original designer of Limbo and Inside. Hold on, let me look it up. Cocoon game. Yeah, I believe yeah, it's from the lead gameplay designer of Limbo and Inside. Dude, I love Limbo and Inside. This game I really love. I really do. I wanna replay it again. I kind of do. I gotta do it because like I want to buy it on every platform I have. I want to buy it on Switch. I want to buy it on Xbox. Even though Game Pass. I want a physical copy of this game. This game is so freaking awesome, and the best thing about it, it's a bite-sized game. There are collectibles like little statues and stuff to like I forget what they call them. They call them like the elders or something. I forget. But there are like little collectible things to unlock, and it kind of gave me like I was kind of getting like Metroid vibes, it was giving me that like Metroid atmosphere, and I love Metroid. Samus is my number 2 favorite Nintendo intellectual property. Yeah, I love Link, and then I love Samus. But dude, it really is a awesome game. I really wish people would check it out, man. If you have Game Pass, definitely give it a shot. And it's bite sized, man. You could beat it under like 5 hours, depending on how quick you are with solving the puzzle. It just like got the neurons in my brain just it really got me going, man. It was such a good game. The brain tingler type game. I enjoyed it so much, man. Even now, I'm just gushing over it. Don't get me wrong, Spider-Man 2, phenomenal. I love Peter Parker. Insomniac's good at what they do. They made another one of those. They're really good. Baldur's Gate, interesting story, interesting world building, many ways to play it. Sometimes you just want a bite-sized game. You just want a bite-sized game that makes you feel good, like not too difficult, nice balance to it. Sometimes a game just needs to be a game. It just needs to be something to enjoy for a little bit, just to, make you happy or, make you feel good, and that's what Cocoon did. It didn't overstay its welcome. It wasn't overly aggressive in its difficulty. It was a nice medium. It was a happy medium of like tough, fun, interesting environments, easy on the eyes to look at, good music, good atmosphere. watching your character grow into a little. Oh man, it's man. That ending was. I hope they make another one, man. I really do. Damn. That was a good game. That Cocoon is it was beautiful watching the little character grow and evolve at the end. We watched it. It's like watching your kid grow, watching it go through all the trials and tribulations. You know, some really tough times, but stuck to their guns, succeeded. You you grew and you flew away from home, and now you're out there doing your thing, man. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful game. More people should play it. And like I said, this is my list. And I stand by it. I love that game, dude. I love Cocoon. That was a damn good game. You guys did a phenomenal job. That was. And that's my list, ladies and gentlemen. That's my list. Like I said, I this is a controversial, list. I feel, there's people are not. You're not gonna agree with Tears of the Kingdom spot. You're not gonna probably not gonna agree with Hogwarts Legacy being on the list. You're probably like, what's a Bomb Rush and what's a Cocoon? But yeah, these are games that impacted me this year. The developer is Geometric Interactive, Cocoon, and right now it's sitting on Steam, might I say, with an overwhelmingly positive 96%. Overly positive, overly positive. I got fingerprints all over there. It's my phone. I put my fingerprints on it. Yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thank you for sticking with me through this long 40 minutes. I try to keep it bite sized. Hey, at least it's not over an hour. I try to keep it low today, but yeah, it is what it is, man. I couldn't help but break down the positives and negatives of each of these games, and how they impacted me in different ways. I really would like to see Nintendo break out of the norm. They did that with Splatoon. Yeah, they gave us a new IP, but for our classics, it would be nice. To, specifically with Link. Link has been through it, man. He's been through it for years, man. I want to see somebody else take up the mantle. A new hero of Hyrule. I really do. I don't. Even though I would appreciate another top-down Zelda game, it'd be the same situation, like Link's Awakening. I think it's time. Man. And no more Ganondorf. No more Ganondorf, please. How many times we gotta fight Ganondorf? Yes, there's like different. Oh, he changes now. He's a beast. He's a dragon. His hair grows long, like Super Saiyan 3. Goku. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, are you telling me there's no more interesting antagonist for Link? Like, come on, man. It's literally the battle of the ages, because every single one of us grew up fighting Ganondorf at a different age, a different generation, dude. I'm saying that. It's getting a little too repetitive. Yeah. But what happens is those games sell regardless, man. They sell regardless. How is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet doing, guys? Are the performance patches out yet for those? I don't think so. And we're in December 28th, 2023. Maybe it'll drop today. I don't know. But kind of see the signs, guys. Kind of see the signs. You know, I buy Nintendo consoles because they're reliable, they're easy. If I have friends or family, you know, and they have kids, you know, be like, yeah, get them a Nintendo device. Yeah, yeah, get Mario Kart. Yeah, get that. Oh yeah, Super Mario Odyssey. Yep, great. It's a good, yeah. Kids love it. It will sell. They sell. You know, Sony, Microsoft. I mean, I guess Astrobot, you know, Ratchet to extent. Microsoft. I mean, they got Super Lucky still. We haven't seen that in a minute. They have Banjo Kazooie, so they could make them. But as far as kids, like, you know, if I had kids, get them a Nintendo, Mario. It makes sense. No, they're reliable. And that's the thing. Nintendo's reliable. You know, they're reliable. Okay. Sometimes they can mess it up. Pokemon, Game Freak, like they need to get on Game Freak about that. No excuses. No excuses. You're on pretty much dated hardware at this point, man. Okay, compared to the other, like Sony's over here like, yo, we gotta make something better than Uncharted and God of War. How's Last of Us doing? And Microsoft's over there. Oh God, let's buy studios to fill our first party because good Lord, Master Chief didn't launch great. Infinite, oh God, maybe a new Gears. How much do we need to spend? Oh God, we got to spend that much. And Nintendo's over there like, yeah, we're still on 1080p. We got this. we don't have much in the freeness of graphical fidelity, but we can get a Legend of Zelda to look top tier on our Switch to the point where people are like, whoa, how does this run on the Switch? Because Switch has limitations, but we somehow, in our trickery, can make this game look amazing. Yeah, Nintendo doesn't need to catch up. They don't need to change Link. It's going to sell on the name alone. So that's why I appreciate other developers like Cocoon, Hi-Fi Rush, Baldur's Gate, you know, and even Capcom to extent. Like, look at their games; they're completely different. Look at 5. Well, if you look at 5, Street Fighter 5 from a distance, it kind of looks like 6. And, you know, the different systems and stuff in play, and the world tour and different modes and stuff. And then 4 is like wholly different from its predecessor of Resident Evil 4 games, remasters, original, and whatnot. So I appreciate that. Which is why Tears of the Kingdom is at number 10, and all these other games are in between. Hogwarts Legacy. We finally got a Harry Potter game, and it's beautiful to look at. You know, just like, I got lost in the school. And I can't wait to play the NeoWiz Winnie the Pooh game. Definitely down for that. And Bomb Rush, Cyberpunk. Oh my God. I got my eye on you, Team Reptile. What's next? What's next for you guys? New Spyro. Bomb Rush, Spyro Dragon. I don't know. I'm excited to see what they create next. And then Tango Gameworks. Where do we go from here, guys? Cartoon, anime. Yeah, I'll be down for that. You know, watch that. Hi-Fi Rush 2. And Larian. Oh my God. Baldur's Gate 3 is gonna survive for so many years. It's just like the replayability is just insane. And Insomniac is just we are, unfortunately, with the leaks we already saw, their future projects, which is very unfortunate. But we'll see how the Wolverine game is. And the developer, the creator, the designer of Inside and Limbo made a great little game in Cocoon. Can't wait to see what the next project looks like. So yeah, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my game of the year 2023. What a wild and crazy year we have here. There are other games that could have made my list, like Armacore. Unfortunately, did not make it. Assassin's Creed Mirage did not make it. I went with my personal favorites for this year, and I organized them like so, and I'm pretty satisfied. You know what? I'm satisfied with that list. I'm satisfied. Yeah, I'm happy with this list. This is a damn good list. There's some bangers on here. There's some quality products on this list. You know, so yeah, 2024. I'm probably just gonna do like Game Pass or something because I'm looking at the amount of money I spent on games this year. I'm like, woo, man, I can't. Oh my god, oh man, the more games that come to Game Pass, the better for me. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's Game of the Year 2023 breakdown, definitely hit that like button. If not, well, I guess hit the dislike button. Maybe you dislike my list. Maybe you're surprised by my list and you're like, you know what? I respect it. Hitting that like button. And I respect you for that, man. For you come to that conclusion, you use in your grown-up brain and like, you know, it's his list. It's a pretty damn good list. I'm gonna hit that like button. You know? There we go. I appreciate all of you, whether you liked or disliked. Thank you for watching. Make sure you sub to the channel with the notification bell turned on. That way you'll be notified whenever I go live, whenever I upload any new videos, or whenever I post to the community tab. But thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time for some more video games. Don't know what time of the day you're watching this, but I'm just going to throw it out there. All right. Good night.